What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 230, and we start today's episode off with two transfer offers for two of our goalkeepers. First, Monaco want Chris Ince for £9 million, and of course we say no, but Szczesny, he looks like he's on his way out of the club. Real Madrid came in and said they give us £13.5 million. Now he's worth £3 million more than that, so I said, give us half of that £3 million, give us £1.5 million more, up it to £15 million, and we'll take it, and we'll wait and see what they say. But as you can see, they did decide to match that offer. So Szczesny is on his way to the Bernabeu, and that's totally fine with me. I mean, you know, he's an 85 rated goalkeeper. He's right now, you'd imagine he's coming into his peak, if you will, in terms of his age and the position. But Szczesny last year was just, I mean, he lost his place to a 70, I think 76 rated when Chris Ince started to develop, maybe even 75, which is 10 ratings lower than him. Szczesny he made way too many mistakes. He did not play like an 85 rated goalkeeper, you know. So Szczesny's gone to Real Madrid. He was a waste of wages. Now we've got Carboni in to play first choice goalkeeper. Chris Ince on the bench. So Szczesny's gone. He's been sold to Real Madrid, and yeah, I'm happy about that. You know, whenever you sell an 85 rated player or 85 rated plus, it's usually like a big star in your club that's always you know, maybe you've been held to ransom, or maybe the board have sold him behind your back and you didn't really want him to go. But with Szczesny, I was trying to sell him. You know, he was on the transfer list, so I'm very pleased he's now gone, and we got a bit of money for him. And also, we offered a contract to Rodrigo Lazari. His contract is up at the end of the year. As he's under the age of 23, he can't leave in January on a pre-contract, but if we can just keep him happy, extend his deal, and stop the speculation of him possibly leaving, then I'll be happy, because as you can see, Liverpool coming for a bid for Lazari, as we expected due to that news article. We reject it, and we just need to keep this young Italian happy, so we can stay at the Emirates for the foreseeable future. We also put a bid for Raheem Sterling, plus there was some money plus Miyaichi, sorry, for Raheem Sterling, and they said they wanted £26 million plus the Japanese winger. We initially offered £12.5 million. Sterling's valued at £23 million. He's 85 overall, 26 years old. Miyaichi doesn't really play too many games. He's now like a fourth choice winger, which is crazy. But I don't really know whether I want to pay that much money plus swapping Miyaichi for Sterling, because you know, we have changed formation this year. We're playing a central 4-4-2 diamond. If we bring in Sterling, he could play at the top of that diamond where Ozil is right now, but to be honest, I prefer to play Ozil. Sterling will most likely go on the bench, and you want to spend that much money plus giving away a player that you could probably sell for about £10 million to bring in someone that's going to sit on the bench. I don't really know. It's a difficult one, because I would like Sterling. Sterling obviously does really well in career mode. He's a huge prospect in real life and on the game, obviously. But I don't know whether I want to spend that much money on Sterling. I might prefer to save my money instead, but then I think, you know, to be honest, this is probably going to be our last season, probably, and, you know, if we have money to spend, we may as well do so, you know, because what are we saving for? So, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see what happens there, and there you go. So we take on Swansea for the first of two games in today's episode, as we travel to Wales to take on Swansea at the Liberty Stadium, and the first chance fell to us in the 36th minute as Savanier went down the left-hand side and cut inside onto his right foot. Got a little bit lucky here, but eventually got himself inside the area and shoots, and he does score as well. It's his first goal in an Arsenal shirt since arriving in January, and Savanier, as I mentioned many times before, he's developed in terms of a player, but he hasn't really done much in terms of, you know, scoring important goals or anything. He's barely scored at all in the entire series. That's for West Bromwich Albion, PSG, and now, of course, Arsenal. This is his first goal for the club. He's always underwhelmed me a little bit, his performances on the pitch, even though he's grown really nicely as a player. But he does score there. He does make it 1-0. He's already got an assist this season as well for Ozil's goal in the first game against Chelsea. I'm hopeful this year that he's going to be playing in central midfield. He's got a definite position there, well, presumably, in the centre of midfield, where I think he's best at. I'm hopeful this year we're finally going to get the best out of Savanier. It's taken a long time, but hopefully this year we'll see the best of Savanier, and that'll be his first of a few goals this year. Still, in the 45th minute, Swansea had a good chance there, but actually went over the bar and behind for a goal kick, and 12 minutes after the restart here, our new attacking midfielder playing in central midfield wins the ball back here, finds Lazari. Lazari fake shots around the last man, and finesses the ball into the corner, and makes it Swansea 0, Arsenal 2. So Lazari already has 5 goals in 3 games. This guy is looking like a real talent, as we already knew that. As you know, as soon as we put him into the first 11, he started performing. I've definitely got an eye on him for his potential. I knew he was going to do well, and he just keeps on scoring goals. So it's another one for the little Italian. He makes it Swansea 0, Arsenal 2. Sorry, 4 goals in 3 games. I thought it was 5. 4 goals in 3 games even. But even so, Swansea 0, Arsenal 2, and Lazari gets the goal there. In the 70th minute, Carboni made a good save, and Garber gets the ball away. And in the 82nd minute, a great chance for us to make it 3-0. We crossed the ball in, and Mari Williams' header as well, saved by the goalkeeper, and eventually cleared off the line. Callum Chambers then strikes on the volley, and again Baumann gets up, and a German goalkeeper turns it behind for another corner, and from that resulting corner, it's the same plan. Garbutt crosses the ball in, looking for Murray Williams. Instead, it comes towards Sarr. It's headed away only as far as Aaron Ramsey, and the Welshman's strike ends up going just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still Swansea 0, Arsenal 2, and it was how the game would finish as well. So we get the win there. It's 2 wins and 1 loss from our opening 3 games, and a pretty convincing win. Swansea only had a couple of chances in the game. For the most part, we actually had more possession than Swansea, which was really hard to do because Swansea on this game play really good passing football. But for the most part, we definitely deserved a win. Another goal for Lazari, a first of the season for Savanier, and I was pretty pleased with that. Still following out, once again, Liverpool rejected a bid for Raheem Sterling, not a real surprise, and Holland says he's not happy, he's not getting much game time, and Chris Ince says he wants to take Szczesny's spot as #1 goalkeeper, but Carboni with 2 clean sheets and 3 games, it's going to be hard for Chris Ince to get back into the first 11 for the majority of games this year, although he will be our cup goalkeeper in the Capital One Cup and the FA Cup. And also we put a new bid for Sterling, £22.25 million plus Miyaichi, because, you know, as I mentioned a minute ago, I don't really feel like I have to go for Sterling. Like, I really don't, because obviously, you know, we probably won't be in the first 11. You know, I want to stay with this 4-4-2 diamond central. I think it is going to be a good formation for us this year to get the best sort of passers in the team. We can play some good passing football this year. I want to dominate possession in pretty much every game. But, you know, I don't know, like Sterling, you know, if we don't sign him, we'll have that money and it'll be like, what are we saving for? Do you know what I mean? What would we be saving that money for? We may as well buy someone who's, don't forget, English, obviously, so that's good for me because I like to sign players from the same nation as the club, and it will be signed a player that we haven't had before. We know Sterling's got class. We've been using him for England. He's always been really decent for us, so we may as well sign him, even though it's a bit of an overspend because, you know, there's no one else really we're looking at and thinking I wouldn't mind buying them. And we take on Bournemouth for the second and final game of today's episode. Here is the Championship side come and take us on at the Emirates Stadium in a Capital One Cup clash. So as I mentioned there, these are the games where Chris Ince, who did have a very good season for us last year when taking the place of Szczesny, is going to be playing in. But the Capital One Cup, we are the holders of it. We did win it last year, but it will be a competition where we'll most likely play our reserves and our youngsters in, because we don't really, I don't know, like the Capital One Cup, it was nice to win it last year. It was our first trophy won as Arsenal manager, but believe me, I really don't mind too much if we go out in an early round. So we'll always be playing the fringe players. And the first chances did fall to us. First, Proctor's free kick was just wide of the post, and then that shot was well saved by Allsop and turned behind and cleared away by Bournemouth. But in the 19th minute, there was a bit of sad news. Odi Barjo got himself an injury. A bit of a shame, that one. I don't actually know how long he's injured for because I haven't played the next day, but Odi Barjo has got an injury there, and that's a bit of a shame because Odi Barjo could have been sold in the summer transfer window to Atlanta, but I didn't want to sell him because, as I mentioned before, this guy is a fringe player. He's a squad player, but he always does well when we play him. So it's a bit of a shame to know he's got himself an injury, but hopefully it's not too serious. And of course, it's not too bad anyway, because he is like 4th choice striker, in fact 5th choice striker, I think. So it is a shame to see a player get injured, but I'm not panicking just yet. Still in the 23rd minute, Daniel Atta wins us the ball back with a good challenge and plays it through towards Danny Welbeck, who literally just came off the bench minutes ago in game, and he does make it Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 0. So Welbeck in place of Odi Barjo makes it Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 0 in this game. And the funny thing was, when Atta made the challenge there, the Bournemouth player hit the deck and looked like he was injured, but he got up like seconds after and started chasing backwards, so the game didn't stop or anything, obviously. And I thought, well, if the game's going to carry on, I may as well carry on. Welbeck does make it Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 0, and we take the lead in this Capital One Cup tie. And in the 32nd minute, another great chance for us here as we go on the break through the middle. We played out wide towards Welbeck. Welbeck plays it back inside towards Daniel Atta, who got our assist for the opening goal. Plays over the top towards Ryo Miyaichi, the Japanese winger, who could be on his way to Liverpool. Cuts inside, picks out Lassie Mulfap even on the edge of the area. His shot is saved by the goalkeeper, but it's turned in by Daniel Atta, Zlatan's regen, and he makes it Arsenal 2, Bournemouth 0. However, he is denied his first goal of the season by the linesman's flag. So the Swedish striker can't make it 2-0 because he has disallowed that goal. Bit of a shame, but as you can see, it was just offside and the correct decision in the end. And 5 minutes after the restart here, it was still 1-0 as Daniel Atta picks up the ball here, looking for his first goal of the season. His shot is well saved by Allsop though, and cleared away by Bournemouth. So still Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 0. And another good chance in the 63rd minute, but this time to Bournemouth, one of their first of the game. It's Richie down the left-hand side. He takes it around his man, plays it inside towards Dan Gosling. Gosling finds Wilson, turns his man, keeps hold of the ball, plays it inside, and Josh McCoy's shot goes just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So first chance for Bournemouth, but they couldn't take it. It was still 1-0, and to be honest, in the entire game, it was mainly us having these shots shots, and we were playing the better football. We were looking more promising. Every time we went forward, we looked like we'd probably score, at least hit the target, make the goalkeeper work, but it was still 1-0. In the 87th minute, though, a great chance to seal the game as Lassie wins the ball back and plays it through towards Danny Welbeck, looking for his second goal of the game. Could have returned the favour to Atta, who gave up the chance to score his first goal of the season and found Welbeck instead, but Welbeck, he wants the goals, he doesn't want the assists. He makes it Arsenal 2, Bournemouth 0, and Lassie, who could potentially be Philippe Lahm's regen, haven't mentioned this yet, I might mention it in the next episode, could be Lahm's regen, slides it through towards Danny Welbeck, and Welbeck could not miss once he beat the last defender. So Arsenal 2, Bournemouth 0, and it was how the game would finish. We beat the Championship side, we are through to the next round of the Capital One Cup, and that's fantastic. Obviously, as I mentioned, I'm not really too fussed about the Capital One Cup, even though we are the holders, but even so, it's nice to win. 3 wins out of 3 after that disappointing opening defeat to Chelsea, always a good way to bounce back, and we're looking pretty strong. But that is going to end the episode, so as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.